Put your Citadel and your contrast colors in dropper bottles.
Spiky bits.
Welcome back, Hobby Maniacs. I'm Rob Bear from SpikyBits.com. I am going to show you today how easy it is to take all of your GW Citadel paints, whether it's contrast or a wash or just your base layer, whatever paint, and put it in a dropper bottle. So first off, you need the dropper bottles to put the paints into. So go over to Amazon, click on the link in the description or the first comment that's pinned at the top of this video. Get you a grit of these 15 ml dropper bottles off of Amazon. As you can see, I purchased them about 6 months ago. I still haven't used them all, as you saw already, but it's always good to have these on hand just in case you're ready to go, as you know, GW puts out a new line of paints. Now, real quick, these bottles are only 15 ml. So what that means for you is that contrast paints are 18 ml. So you're not going to be able to get all of your contrast paint into here, but the normal pots are 12 milliliters. They do make a 30 milliliter paint bottle as well. It's not as affordable, you get less. I'll put the link in there too if you want to go with the 30 mLs, but this is your standard kind of Vallejo / Army Painter size bottle right here. Furthermore, with each one, you're gonna get the top, you're gonna get the little nozzle that's in there as well, and it's all good to go. So this is pretty much what you need, and 50 of them will cover all of the Citadel contrast colors, or probably the colors you have laying around. Obviously, if you have the whole GW line, you're probably gonna need a couple batches of these and clear your day, because all you're gonna do for the whole day is decanter these things. Back to the paint table, like I said, you're gonna get a big bag of these when they come in the mail, and there's specific parts inside. There's the lids, and there's a bag of the nozzles around here somewhere. I don't know, but either way, you get the bottle, you get the nozzle, and you get the cap right here, which is pretty much everything you need good to go. So the first step to either using, we're gonna do one of each today. So right now we're just gonna do, well, maybe not that color. We'll do, because I already did that color. We'll do this Mornfang Brown. I actually need this for my ogre. So first step, grab your clippers and snip off this back right here, because you wanna free this up so you can just do what you want with the lid. And we're just gonna wreck all of this until it's completely, yep, there it is right there. So it's completely done. And now we can remove the lid and have access to the paint inside. Second step for regular base and layer paints is to grab you some Vallejo Flow Improver, Airbrush Flow Improver. If you're not already using this stuff, you can get a big bottle of this, I think for, well, about $13 off of Amazon. We'll have the links in there as well. So you're gonna wanna fill up, I would say a grip. I'd say probably 1/8 of an inch in the bottle itself. As you can see, the pot here is pretty stagnant. The paint isn't moving or anything like that. So I'm gonna put that much in there. And then last but certainly not least, we're gonna grab a stainless steel ball bearing so it doesn't rust in here. I'm using the Army Painter mixing balls because they're rather large actually. They're about 5.5 millimeters, so they're good. They're about 1/4 of an inch-ish. Right there, and they're nice and big, and you'll get some good shakes out of them. You can try to find them on Amazon depending on where you are. They might be a little bit more, a little bit less, but the fact that you can get these off the shelf locally, you know, at your local game store, perhaps might be a good thing. The second step is to shake this up. As you can hear, it's a nice big ball bearing, and it does a lot of work in there. So shake it up and get a really good mix in there and get the paint liquid flowing. After you've got it to a point where your liquid is really flowing and you feel like it'll pour out of the pot easily, you're gonna gently, remember this isn't attached anymore, open this up, grab your bottle, and very carefully, if your liquid isn't flowing like that, it's not quite, it's more of a milk consistency, not that water consistency. That would be too runny. You're just gonna wanna start pouring it very carefully into the bottle. And then after you carefully have all of your liquid into here, remember this is a 12 ml bottle of paint. This is a 15 ml bottle. There may be some left in here. If you're okay with some being in there and not having to do a whole bunch of extra work, but just being happy with it in a dropper bottle, then you're good to go. You can move on to the next step. If not, maybe add some more flow improver, another ball bearing, shake it up, and get what you can out of there. Me, I'm good. It's time to move on to another paint. Also, you may want to set up some sort of rig where you could take like a bottle and some blue tack and maybe make it so that a pot, you can just stick a pot so it flows out exactly how you want it into a bottle and go on to the next one. So if you want to assembly line them, it takes me about 4 hours to do 50 paints I've done in the past. So if you don't have that kind of time, or you have way more paints than that, you might want to think up a way to speed up the process, just like I described right there. So the next step is make sure that your ball bearing is in here from the pot you just used. Then you can close this bad boy up, add your top, and peel your label off of the old pot here, center it about the middle of this bottle and wrap it around, and now you have what looks to be a very official product from here into here. And now when you open it, you got the dropper bottle, so it's very cool. You may also want to consider this. Keep a little hooked paper clip around just in case that you get some buildup in this tip right here. Then you can just kind of clear it very easily on the fly if you want. The nozzle is smaller than that ball bearing. That's why it's good not to use BBs. So that really helps out a lot as well. So this will work for any liquid, wash, glaze, layer paint, base paint, obviously the airbrush paints, but now the airbrush paints come in a bigger bottle, the 24 mil pot. But now we're gonna show you how to do the same exact thing, but with contrast. For contrast, we're gonna actually skip a few steps here. We're just gonna open up the pot. We're not even gonna trim out the side. Make sure it's still liquidy. Look at the bottom, make sure that all the medium is mixed up that's in the bottom already. Some of them come settled. So we're gonna give it a good shake. Then grab another paint pot right here and just open it up and get that lock on the top right there. And we're literally just going to pour it in. After you get it all poured in, another ball bearing, add it to it. And well, the first ball bearing, because we didn't have to even add one in there. The stuff's so thin, and put the lid on it and cap it. You are good to go. You will get a little bit of this on your fingers, whatever. It ain't like getting paint on your fingers. There's nothing new right there. And then you can peel the label off and put it around the side here. Now, unfortunately, if you fill it to the top, like I said, 15 ml bottle, 18 ml bottle over here, this actually is not gonna completely transfer. You're gonna have about that much left over. But if you're using these contrasts that much, that actually may only work for a couple of squads, so you might have some left over, and then you're just like, okay, well, we'll just pull everything from this bottle here, or you can buy those 30 ml bottles. Haven't had to at this point, but now with the big 18 mls and the 24 mls for the airline, well, it might be worth it to start thinking about picking those up if you haven't already. So that's it. Short, sweet, to the point. Contrast pours in very easily. Having the little shaker in there also makes it so the pigment doesn't stick to the bottom, which we have seen on a couple of colors already. But other than that, it's very easy to do and get them in a dropper bottle format that really helps out with their style. And it's very easy to use. You just need a couple drops, boom, right there. You don't have to go dipping into anything. And once you dab it off, again, you're good to go right there. So that is it for this one. So it turns out contrast is actually very easy to pull out of bottles and into dropper bottles, just like any of the other Games Workshop paints as well. So hit that link in chat, go pick up, or in the messages, and also in the description, go pick up some of these bottles right here, or some of the 30 ml bottles, and prolong the life of your paints, make it easier for each of your hobby sessions, and keep those hobby muscles strong. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you can be the very first to like and comment on all these videos.